Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Today, listening deeply. I'm Christine Bernat, a stress management coach and much more. But let's look at what we looked at earlier this week. Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about truly understanding and connecting. Are you able to do that? Or do you want to learn to do that? Go back to episode 26, I think that was. Then we looked at how can intentional listening deepen your relationship and build trust within yourself and in your family. Because when we are 100% present without limiting beliefs, something else happens. So we will look at deep listening is a superpower that can transform your relationships with your kiddos, with your teens, with your spouse or significant other, with with your friends, with others as well. So, what can we say about deep listening? Where do we start? How can we make this happen? So, let's look at some techniques that can help us. First, we can have the intention that we will be listening more attentively. That would be step number one. Choosing. I choose to listen to those I love more deeply. So, having the intention and getting the result, as we all know, are two different things. And it all depends on our upbringing, what our mind has registered. Remember, we talked about from 0 to 7. The brain records the information without any filters. It's not able to say, oh, mom's having a bad day. This is not the right way to behave. Or dad is having a moment and I don't want to remember this moment. I don't want to act that way. Children can't do that. They're just recording it. It goes in their unconscious and it plays 24/7. The same for you. So that's why you need to have lots of grace when you are attempting to shift something. Yes, it may go bonkers. Yes, it may not work, but it may work and it may bring about exactly what you need in the long run. Some people will try things, it'll work right away, and others will need to persevere. And I am being reminded of this month. January started with a hip SI joint issue. I'm getting support. I'm asking for help, which is so, so important. And I'm also, as we talked in earlier episodes, listening to my inner wisdom. Sometimes it's hard to listen to our inner wisdom because the ones we love give us suggestions, and maybe they're the best ones for us, but maybe they're not. So making that distinction. So deep listening becomes a superpower that can transform your relationship when you are able to listen and stay 100% present, have empathy, and be able to self regulate when a child shares something, whether they come home and they say, oh, mommy, Joey punched me, or oh, dad, Joey punched me. What's your first reaction? What's the first thing that you want to do? Do you want to say, tell me more, to listen deeply? Or are you going to answer, yes, he deserves uh, a punch, or we don't hit others? What is it that you are wanting? How do you want to deal with the situation when you don't have all the facts of what's going on? Did your child do something to trigger that person? Has that person been triggered, like bugging them forever? What actions have you taken so far? What's your inner wisdom telling you? So, the best way that I know to calm down, yes, breath work is excellent. You can breathe in, relax your shoulders, your spine, and exhale. And that helps us while your child is talking to you to pause and to really listen deeply. Excuse me. I have found, I guess that one got stuck in the throat. I have found that if I add snap or clap, breathe in, tapping on the sternum as I relax the shoulders and exhale, there's something more happening here. There's a sense of safety. And I breathe in again. I want you to test this out today, tomorrow, when you get a chance. And if it's not with one of your children, maybe with a spouse, they say something and you just go, "Arr, how dare you say this to me? How dare you treat me this way?" Those are excellent times to be using the snap, tap, zap, letting go. Because as you calm your amygdala down, you are telling your unconscious mind that you are safe. And then all the stories of what happened to you, for example, in this situation that I took as an example, maybe you got bullied, maybe you were the bully, maybe whatever it was, but we all have life experiences. And I'm going to bring Christian on to share this. So we're just welcome, Christian, dad of 4. I am
Dad of
excited to
four.
have you here, and a spouse, and entrepreneur, and. So with the many hats, you are here doing your best, dealing with lots of big issues. And what I love about the progression that I have seen is that you're able to just do the ABCs of snap, tap, zap. And even though there are many situations in your life right now that you're not able to control, but that add a lot of fear and a lot of pressure, you're able to snap, tap, zap, and listen deeply to your children, your spouse. And we mentioned yesterday how that has completely changed the whole dynamics in your beautiful home, which you thought, if we go back, I think I said September. I met you in August. In September, I think you had one session with me, and then maybe one in October, November, and then December we started the lives here. So you're getting this support, and you're getting,
and
you
and
know,
genuineness to our public. We did not follow up after that third session. And it's not that we haven't been wanting to, because again, we're here and supportive.
Mhm,
I am I challenge myself. I've not only accepted a lot more of who I am,
mhm.
but now these are choices that I make on a daily, and
Let's
making
just
these.
pause here for a second. These are now choices that you are able to easily make on a daily basis, which before you couldn't even see those possibilities. And that's why calming the amygdala is so, so important. I'm just going to say a little bracket here, parenthèse in French, little bracket. I had done meditation with Deepak Chopra, and for years and years, I had all the CDs and I was doing them every night, every morning, hoping to evolve quickly. And I wasn't, and I was frustrated. And in 2019, when I was super sick and blah, 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 all the stories from 2017 to 2019 are horrible. But when I decided to get my training to become a certified EFT master practitioner, things started to really change. What was the difference? I was still doing the meditations, but why was it that all of a sudden there were these bigger steps? It's because when we tap gently on meridian points, I've shown you this one, the collarbone point, and I've shown you the one around the ears. These are all meridian points that when we calm them down, they give our brain a sense of security. They help us release. They bring us more to that present moment. And it's like they're hijacking the past stories. And of course, you need a certified EFT master practitioner to help you with deeper things. But even just for the regular things, it really helps you stay calm. And that's where my progress went from, mini baby steps to bigger steps. But I found it too complicated. For my clients were like, Christina, it's too complicated. I don't know what to do, don't know what to say. So that's how I came about creating the Snap, Tap, and Zap. It's a simplified, very simplified. It's not meant to be used as a therapy or anything. However, it keeps the mind calm enough that we can listen to our kids deeply, you know,
well,
get
well,
present. Go
let's
ahead.
let's let, let let's jump in and say, ABC, and your kiddos, they learn, in preschool, and before they get there, we sing and dance, and ABC. That they're not learning to speak the full, the whole language. We're talking about a simplified process, and
Yes.
it takes an opportunity for folks, and some of you, I don't know how many years you listened and meditated with Mr. Deepak Chakra, but
Oh, I think 10 to 15.
okay, so here's a great example. Here's a great example, and it wasn't because of her unwillingness or not wanting to, but the things that were maybe more complicated, or that led her to that point to where she's just, and so knowing, and we tell this to our kids: tell them anything. I know, I know. So same thing with humans and adults. You got this. I know, and I know. So our friend and a fellow human being, and we're gonna take a second after that to pause. But our fellow human being said, "Hey, I was doing this for 10 to 15 years." Well, anybody could have said, "Hey, doesn't work. When is it going to work? I notice you're not really making different choices." And so I want to make sure that we understand that is that the progress that was made through the years, please understand,
Yes.
years, in order to accomplish anything really. And I'm not saying it's going to take years. I'm saying that it can take years for certain things to evolve and develop. Once again, if you could walk in a snap of from day one to day two, again, and nothing against that, but some bones, some nerve endings, some fractures. So there's things that, and again, our bone structure, the way that our bones are actually made in the first 5 years, that's why kiddos drop on, and they don't get hurt, as hurt as we as an adult.
Yes.
Plop an adult, and and again, anybody that has had any back pain, Have you plopped accidentally? Oh, right up that spine. So again, these are transitions and things that she, as she was able to go through it, and a step forward is a step forward, folks. And the things that she was learning through the 10, 15 years, then they started connecting. So those dots, then she was able to connect that dots and take that imagery. And then she was able to bless all of us and thankfully come up with the ABCs. And
Mhm.
again, the ABCs are just an initial part. And my biggest thing, and I'm going to take that and say this moment in life in this world where things that we saw in history and in the US that we learned so much of the horrific situations in Europe and in these camps and in these history,
Mhm.
we cannot sit idly. And it's very simple because we're going to be part of the solution or part of the problem.
Mhm.
And you don't have to say anything in order to support. You can listen.
And you can do something as simple as pray for these people or send them love or whatever your
Forget
beliefs
that. Don't
are.
even. I'm gonna again opposing and
Okay, go
I
for
know
it,
she
Kristen.
likes it.
You're
I
having
know she
fun.
likes it.
Go
I
for it.
know she just positive vibes for you, man. Listen. These certain things can be triggering, and so I had a conversation with the prospect that has a situation. I say like this: if you're asked a question and you are calm, even though your views are not the same,
Yes. Yeah.
you are calm. Don't worry about anybody else. Matter of fact, like I said, right? Me. I want this about you.
Mhm.
So, do those feelings of what you hear, what your choices that you have to be accountable for and hold yourself, do those choices make you feel, yeah? Or do those choices and those thoughts make you start that anxiety and start that, oh, eh, your
Exactly.
body will tell you. Just
100%
bring
agree
back
with
to
you.
you. Yeah, bring it back to you. And then from
Just a
there, yeah,
second. And that's the inner wisdom I was talking about that we've talked about in previous episodes. Your inner wisdom shows up in different ways and listening to your body. Even if right now you cannot hear what your body is saying to you, you don't understand
yeah,
that, it's
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah,
Just
yeah.
keep breathing, doing the snap, tap, and zap
And
until
if you need to, QR code,
yes,
text message, chat. Listen, sometimes asking or needing or wanting to help and not knowing where to start. Listen, I honestly, yeah, or breakdowns. Christina shared it with us, where you're just like, uh, I, mush. Listen, it's okay.
it is okay.
It's
And
okay.
and I think it's almost normal, okay,
Oof,
quote unquote.
oof.
Breakdowns are almost normal in the sense, okay, let me clarify that. In the sense that your mind wants to keep you safe with the old patterns. You're trying to break down these old patterns and create new ones. So then there's this resistance within you to the new. And that's why, if you have support to help you through that breakthrough, that breakdown to a breakthrough, whoops, it's important. Oh, we have to wrap up. I put a timer because I forget about time. I have too much fun doing this show with you, Christian.
Okay. Well,
So I'm just going to
we're gonna go
circle
into what
back
you're saying. Yeah, we're gonna go into and connect the
very
dots
quickly because I have a
into what
question
you're
for you.
saying.
Okay.
Okay. So the inner peace that allows you to
Yes.
think more calmly. that is allowing me to bring up some of these points, but I'm also again on this side. So I'm able to see these things from our perspective, right? Those that are struggling, those that are high performers, those that are achievers, those that are always at the top of your game. We get it. So how do we really break down and say, man, this is where so again, and I want to connect that dot where you said, because ingrained, and this scientists are proving it, and it just came out. Sperms sperm cells carry traumatic childhood with. Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
So we're not going to get into it. Just going into
We're just
inner
naming it today. Just
inner
naming.
wisdom, inner wisdom, alignment, and so we know that's traumas in these patterns that are ingrained.
Mhm,
So first off, we have to understand that we want to change because the environment, we want
mhm,
to make an adjustment.
mhm,
Then we say, okay, those patterns, memory, cell, it's fibers, it's wiring, we can change that, but only if we get to the core. This is where Christine's stuff and the more advanced stuff comes in. But we can't even get into that if we don't allow ourselves to calm, to know, to breathe, to be able to communicate. And I'm going to end it with this: by you being kinder to yourself and breaking those old patterns, because you now know and understand that you don't want to be treated that way, you don't want your kids to be treated that way, and that's what you're now doing because that's how you were patterned. So now that high achiever is making that a new pattern, and you can make a whole new pattern and nobody can question you about it. You're in control.
And I'll take the snowflake example before I ask you the question. Here we go. How many snowflakes are there in the world? It's been snowing here for most of January. We've had a few, like we get sunny breaks, but it snowed all morning. I can't even see across the lake. There's supposed to be a mountain there. It's all white because of the snow. I love the snow. But how many, I don't know, billions, quadrillions, whatever snowflakes there are? And scientific scientists have said no two are alike. Human beings, it's the same thing. We are all different. Learning to listen to ourselves is the key. And I love how you brought that up. So, my question for you today,
Yeah.
bring it all up here. So, your journey to becoming a more present listening listener for your family. What does that look like? What would you like to share about that? What's your vision?
Oh,
In
the
one
snap
in
tap
2
the
minutes.
well it's gonna be really simple. The ABCs, it's snap
Mm,
tap zap, and it's just keep practicing, keep doing it. I'm still, I'll lose it, I'll drop it, pick it up, dust it off, keep moving forward, being
can I
able
just
to give
pause?
my.
Dust
Yeah,
it off. Yes, it's
yeah,
okay that you didn't get it perfectly. It's
yeah.
okay.
and
Allowing
and that's what the
grace.
grace, and the grace that allows me to say, that's okay. That's okay, and it's not going to be perfect yet, but it's continuing to. So we're building a home. Build
Yes.
anything. Think of anything that you can build. But I'm going to tell you right now, your uniqueness is your superpower, but
Yes.
kindness and love will be what your language is, and how you interpret and how you speak that language to your loved ones is how you're going to be in the world. The more strength that you have to be that loving person, that kindful person, the
Mhm.
stronger you will be able to do it in places, in times, in conversations when it's not easy. We have
Yes.
to understand that our differences, if there's no other person like you, there's no other person like me, and that's our strengths and that's our superpowers, then there's got to be a reason for that. And guess what? We can listen, we can learn, and we can say, wow, I don't think anything like that guy. But hey, he's going through his struggles, his journeys, her struggles, her journeys. their struggles, their journeys. We don't know what it is, who it is, or what the situation is. But you know what? I know that it's another human that has feelings, that has a heart, that has a family, that has a sense of belonging, that has a nurturing, that has needs. And at the end of the day, that's what's important. That's what I want to leave with. That's what I wanted to lead in with. And I wanted to also be just super excited with what is happening is the more we can speak and be patient and calm,
Yes.
the easier it will be for you to get your point across, but also allow you to listen to the cries and fears of that other person that does not feel safe, that does not feel comfortable, or is simply telling you, hey, listen, my perspective from my angle, man, you can't see.
Exactly. Beautiful. So, on that note, I want to wish everybody an amazing day, and we will see you tomorrow for the next part. What is it? Today is episode 28, so see you for episode 29 tomorrow as we continue to talk about listening deeply. If you don't feel that that is your superpower, ask me some questions so that we can support you. Thank you. I have somebody in the chat that shared, thank you. I love your stories. Have an amazing day. Same to everyone. Thank you, everyone. Have an amazing day. Thank you for being here. And if you're a dad and you have been practicing the Snap Tap Zap, or maybe you have something else that could add value to this show, reach out to me personally. We'll talk and see if you're a good fit. Have a great day. Take great care of yourself. And I will see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Enjoy your day best you can. And when things arise, just snap